समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
Welcome to the World View with Swasti. Today we are in Delhi and we are talking to Major General Rob de Wit, who is the Deputy Commander of the Royal Netherlands Navy, and he is visiting Delhi for a very special purpose because the Dutch frigate is docking in Kochi as part of a larger deployment across other Pacific countries as well. So welcome to New Delhi, Major General de Wit, and please tell me what is the larger significance of the frigate's docking?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me and thanks for the question. For the Netherlands, and I think that's for India as well, but we are a maritime and trading nation. And in 21 or 22, the Dutch government decided, well, the thing what's important for a maritime nation is to keep the sea lines of communication on. And for that reason, it's important that you are in the Indo-Pacific region for some times as well. And therefore, the government decided that every second year we will send a frigate that will sail around the world. And it will start in the Indian Ocean region. So in 22 it was Mumbai, 24 it was Mumbai again, and now for the first time in 26 we have a frigate in Kochi. Yeah. So it's the start of their deployment in what we call the Indo-Pacific, or the Indo-Pac region, and then we start here, and after that we'll sail further to other nations.
Right. But also you're coming from a very contested region, isn't it? I mean, you've been traveling here from the Gulf of Aden as well as, the Red Sea.
Yep.
And although I am aware that you probably did not go to the Strait of Hormuz, which is under so much a crossfire, but also help me understand what is the Dutch view on the geopolitical tensions in that region? What is the key takeaway? How do you look at the situation emerging there? Please, your views on that.
Yeah, well, again, keeping the sea lines of communication open is very important. Not only for the Netherlands itself, but it's for world trade and therefore for the world economy. And in the past, we have conducted counter-piracy operations in the Gulf of Aden as well. So for the Netherlands, that's one of the things where it shows that we really mean something when we say it's important for us. And we see the same threats now in the Red Sea. So yeah, that's the reason why we are here as well. We can discuss on Hormuz, but I'm not going to talk on the military. Well, we are in the military planning, but I'm not going to say anything on the details yet. Yeah.
No, that's fine. But I mean, I would like to come to bring you back to the region that is more relevant to us right now.
Yeah.
And there's one thing that we've been noticing, that ever since your deployment to the Indo-Pacific region has begun, I see that there is a successive deepening of that engagement. So it started with something. First, you were on board the UK deployment here, and then you had your own, and then. So, do you see that there's a pattern where you see a deepening of this engagement from your side? How do you look at that? Because we know that Netherlands is also one of the few European countries that has its own Indo-Pacific strategy.
Yeah, we do. You studied that well. Good. No, deepening, absolutely. And one of the things is it started with the decision by government to have a frigate every 2 years. From the Navy side, what we said as well, the other year we would like to have marine units if there's possible training in the region as well. So Marines train in next year in Super Cruiser Shield. That's in Indonesia for the second time. They have been there last year as well. Talisman Sabre is one of those exercises. And to stress the importance of the entire, well, it's not the Indian Ocean region, but Pacific, is that the Air Force this year, a couple of weeks ago, had a half squadron of F-35s training in Japan, together with the Japanese Air Force. And that's unique for us in the Netherlands as well. I'm not sure how unique it is for Japan, but it was very unique for us. But that stresses the importance of the Indo-Pacific region for the Netherlands as well, I think.
Right. And here I have to ask you a little bit about bilateral cooperation between India and Netherlands,
Yeah.
because, of course, this has a background. I mean, we are all very hopeful that there is likely to be a visit by our Prime Minister to the Netherlands
Yeah.
very soon. And we are hoping for a big announcement, which
Yeah.
I think is in the making for long.
Yeah.
So we are all keeping our fingers crossed for that.
Yeah.
But coming back, I think also bilaterally speaking, what do you think is the role of this kind of a maritime convergence on security, on joint exercises in the larger security and defense, cooperation that we have with your country?
Yeah. Well, one of the things we discussed this week with Southern Naval Command is first of all training and education of personnel. I think we can learn a lot from each other in these fields. But the other things we discussed briefly, but I think we have to explore that more for the near future. Let's say maybe when we have more other staff folks as well. We both have a challenge when it comes to protecting our critical underwater infrastructure. We see that in the Netherlands in the North Sea, but I know that India has the same challenges when it comes to protecting its cables and pipelines coming into India. So that's economy as well. That's trade as well. So it's and I think we can learn from each other as well. And the other thing is how warfare at sea is developing, or warfare in general, is with unmanned systems. So in the Netherlands we are going to invest quite a lot in all those unmanned systems. There's from seabed to underwater to surface unmanned systems, also in the air. And India, I think, is on the same route. And I think we can learn from each other and maybe cooperate more than what we are doing now.
Right. I've also found it interesting because, Netherlands has also been on board of the Indian Ocean Naval Symposium, which is, very much a guide of a security, oriented multilateral grouping.
Yeah.
What other sort of low-hanging fruits do you see in the bilateral relationship that you would be working towards?
Other than eons, or
Other than ions and other
Yeah.
than what we're already discussing, and what are the future course of that direction that we are trying to develop a bilateral relationship into?
Well, eons is not bilateral, right? So that's
Eons is multilateral,
multinational. Yeah. So well, ideally we are we are observed nations in almost all the NATO symposiums. And that's what we are trying to achieve. And then on the bilateral, it's the nations we are visiting now with the Ruiter. I would say they are the main. That's where the focus nations are at the moment. Yeah.
Right, and also, I mean, as with every noble, objective, there also come a line of challenges. What, in your opinion, do you think that are the short-term and long-term challenges? Let's start with the short-term challenges, and then we can talk and discuss about the long-term as well.
Well, the short-term challenges for India and the Netherlands together? Or
Yes, I mean, by and large, if you look at the security situation around.
I think that that's my personal opinion, but the biggest challenge, and I think India will agree with it, I'm not sure, it's we are very like-minded, but there is a big distance, right? So that's, I think the willingness is there for more cooperation, especially when it comes to training and exercise. But it takes a while for a ship to come here. For example, the Ruiter moved more than 3 weeks to come to Kochi, and that's a long time. Well, actually, that's big because that would make things easier.
Right, and what do you think in the longer term? I mean, and here obviously I'm hinting at the China question because here in the larger Indo-Pacific region, one of our key problems, of course, is the growing assertiveness, by China. So I would also want to understand what is the Netherlands' view of this entire thing.
Yeah, well, I think we are clear on we support the international rule-based order in the world, right? The same as India, and we have, for example, UNCLOS 3. And we know how to read UNCLOS 3, and we see that China has other interpretation of that UN treaty. So yeah, we are much for the opening or keeping the sea lines of communication open, and that means that we sometimes need to conduct freedom of navigation exercises or operations. Also in the Strait of Taiwan, which we have done years ago as well. Yeah.
Right. And also, I mean, could you also, for the benefit of our viewers, just help them understand the larger significance of the frigate that the writers make here and then going to these other countries? I mean, what is the schedule like? I also believe the Netherlands has made a commitment that about, for 160 days, you have a commitment towards Indo-Pacific. So for the benefit of the viewers, could you just help them understand what is this all about and the scheduling, etc.?
The schedule itself is for the after this, so that they go to Indonesia. Surabaya will be precise, then it will be the Philippines. From there it will be Vietnam, South Korea, and then Japan, and then the wing-back exercise in around Hawaii, which is US led, and that's that's one of that's a large-scale exercise we don't see much in Europe, so that's a very thing the crew is looking forward to as well. But of course they enjoy a port visit like Kochi, because then they have the Indian culture, right? And that's we used to say in the Navy, join the Navy, travel the world, and the Ruiter at the moment is really doing that, because after wingback, after Hawaii, they go to the Panama Canal, back to the Dutch Caribbean, and then back to the Netherlands. So that it's really a trip around the world.
Yeah.
And for the crew, that's I wouldn't say once in a lifetime of experience. I hope not, because I hope we do it more often. But it's absolutely an experience.
Right. And I mean, you've been very, very generous with the time. My last question, because I think no strategic discussion today in New Delhi is complete without really talking a little bit about Donald Trump's policy on the Indo-Pacific, because we do see that there is the Quad framework, so to say, is no longer the centerpiece of the US administration as it used to be. In that sense, I mean, how do you interpret the US posture in the larger Indo-Pacific? Do you still see that there's a continuity or a change? I mean, in your view, how would you look at that?
It's for me on the military side, I don't see a real change yet, and on the political side, it's difficult to predict. And then again, my focus, of course, is on the military side. And our relationship with the US Navy is still as good as it ever was. So that's
Right. I asked this question because there's a larger debate within NATO about a reduced US presence by and large, and how does that impact your geostrategic outlook?
That's NATO, right? And that's the NATO territory. And you see now that the US is really pivoting to Pacific. And I think they announced that years ago, so that's not a real surprise. The surprise might be that they are really doing it. And then at the same time, I think most European nations know by now that we have to step up our own defense efforts, because we need to be more autonomous than we were 10, 15 years ago. We relied quite a lot on the United States. So it's not a surprise that this is happening, and including the pivot to the Pacific from the US. Of course, it's before President Trump, it was announced as well. So the only thing they are really doing it now, that's the difference.
Right. No, I mean, I believe, in some way, the Trump administration has been helpful for Europe to really make it stand on its own feet as far as, the strategic perspective is concerned. And I think your engagement of the Indo-Pacific is testimony to that. Just my last question. What are your expectations from this particular time that the writers is talking in Kochi?
The expectations.
I mean, your expectations from this time around, the Indo-Pacific engagement that your country is doing.
No, I hope it's the nation in this region. They see that we mean business when we say that the Indo-Pacific region is part from theirs as well.
Okay, all right. Okay, so on that note, I have to thank you for taking the time out. I know you are in a very, very tight schedule, but it was wonderful speaking to you. And we were having a conversation with Major General Rob DeWitt, who was a Deputy Commander of the Royal Netherlands Navy. And thank you so much. I wish you all the best for your visit to New Delhi.
Thank you very much.